hoka, maybe another date. Okay, it's not another date. Another. Besu, right? Besu is also something that is another. We just have a person. Whoa, and koi. Okay, this shop look really difficult here. No idea how I can come up with a mnemonic for this.
他に方法がありません。
他に方法ありません。I don't have another 方法。Well, 方法 can be whatever here. Okay, there's no other way. Hello everyone, Frugal here. Welcome to day 40 of this Japanese linguistic class. Today I will continue with the Japanese course 2000 F2, and afterward we'll cover about 10 or 15 pages of the Taking Japanese Grammar Guide. As usual, if you have a mnemonic about any of the kanji, please don't hesitate to chat. One person, Hitori.
一人、
Okay.
そこには私一人しかいなかった。
Shikai only, right? Yeah, okay, so like I'm the only one that existed there, right? So go there. Okay, let's try a bit more literal translation here.
そこには私一人しかいなかった。
There, over there, over there. I, only person, exist. Yeah, that's it for this sentence. Yeah. 私は私にそこに私は一人で Yeah, only and this one is exist. Okay. いる right? And become いなかった。Okay, next.
100、
100 mean 100, right? So, yeah. If you just flip this horizontally, it would look like number 100. Number 100, yeah, and it means hundreds. Okay, I think that's pretty easy to remember. In terms of like radical, we just have one and white, right? The color white and one, and somehow that is 100.
私の祖母は100歳です。
Soba, right? Okay, so grandmother.
私の祖母は100歳です。
Yeah, grandmother. So we have the word for ancestor and mother, and then the hyakusai, right? The sign here, the word for years old here is also written differently than normal. I mean, it is written like this, right? So it kind of look like katakana O, but the last stroke is like a bit lower. So I remember katakana O as a ghost with a Superman cape, right? So I guess for this one, this one is mean like genius and years old, right? Both genius and years old. So like the ghost with the cape is, I guess, 100 years old. So he has become very smart, and then let's say he become a genius. So the genius ghost is taking off the cape because I mean only professional heroes should be wearing cape, and therefore subject themselves to all kind of occupation hazard related to cape, right? Yeah, only professional heroes are qualified to do that. And this ghost, I guess he's pretty much smart, so he won't do that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Top hat, right? Top hat and ceremony, and then this one mean ancestor, and this one mean mother, 100 and sign. Okay.
ほう、
Direction, right? Yeah, direction. Yeah. Okay.
彼は私の方を見ました。
So he's looking at my general direction. Okay.
他、
Wait. Hoka. Another, right? Yeah. Okay. Another. So we have a person, and this pattern of shop here for some reason mean to be classical with the classical inside a bracelet. Yeah, so I guess the mnemonic is something like some people want to wear futuristic looking fashion, while others want to be classical instead. Yeah, so again, classical is inside a bracelet. Okay.
他に方法がありません。
Ho ho, right? Yeah, ho ho mean a way or a way or I guess a method. Yeah, a method. Or I guess we have this one here mean a direction or a person, right? A direction, let's say. And then we have this one that mean method or law. Yeah. So we have the pattern mean water, and then the pattern mean earth, and the pattern mean private. So the meaning I come up is like a method to let the water flow efficiently in the private farmland. Yeah. So that's what irrigation is all about, right? Yeah, to let the water flow in the farmland. And that's it. Yeah, this one here, way or method or process, and this one by itself is already method or process. And yeah, that's it for this sentence.
僕
Boku. Okay, so this one is new kanji as well. So yesterday we learned like 11 kanji, which I guess is up back again to a normal pace that we used to from the beginning. Okay, boku, we have a person, and we have something like this. It looked to me like a stripe of green. Yeah. So next we have this. Right, this is still a ship, right? So I guess we are more similar with a ship that ends with a straight vertical stroke. But even if it curves to the left like this, it is still qualified as a part that means a ship. And then we just add another stroke here and complete the kanji. So I guess this one means I, me, and at the same time mean a servant. So the mnemonic I come up with is like this one look like a straight, right? So a ship is balancing a straight of ring on the head, and serving is to me along with one another person. Yeah, okay, that's cover all the part. Okay, boku, young man. Yeah, see, it means a servant meaning as well. Okay.
僕は学生です。
I'm a student. Okay.
欲しい
Hoshi. Okay. So to want, right? To want or to design something. Okay. We have this one here. This one is a valet, right? This is a valet, and this one is the pattern in black. So I guess the valet is a secret gathering place for procrastinator who lack the design to complete tasks on time. Yeah. Okay. Next. Hoshi one design.
僕は新しい靴が欲しいです。
Okay. So just want a new shoe. Okay.
何か飲み物が欲しいな。
Nani can. Nomimono ring. Hoshi ne. Okay. So one new ring. One something to ring. Okay. Alright.
万
Man. 10,000, right? Yeah, 10,000. So for 10,000 we have the pattern in number 1, and this part here looks I guess similar enough to a knife. So I guess the naming is something like a knife. One knife is good enough for 10,000 cut before you need to like resharpen it again. Yeah. So good enough for 10,000 cut. Yeah. Before you need to sharpen this again. Okay, 10,000.
この靴は1万円です。この靴は1万円です。
Okay, it still sounds like yen, right? Not en, right? That's something to take note of, I guess. So the shoe it costs 10,000 yen, right? Yeah, this one, even though like right in en here, I think sound like to me like yen.
この靴は1万円です。
It sound like yen. Okay.
見える。
Visible. Okay, seeable.
ここから富士山がよく見えます。
Fuji san, Mountain Fuji, okay. Mount Fuji, okay, let's see here. We definitely have the kanji for the mountain. This one, both a kanji and a radical. And then the kanji for samurai, yeah. Okay, so this one again, both a kanji and a radical. And finally, a kanji that means wealthy or rich. This one we have a roof and the number 1 and a box or a mouth. And this one is a field or a rice paddy. Like if you look at this at whole, it kind of look like a castle to me. Yeah. So a castle is a sign of richness or something. Like if you have to be pretty rich to own a castle. Anyway, for the mnemonic, I guess I came up with something like being wealthy means you have a roof over your head, food to eat, and a rice paddy field to lay out to the farmer, right? So that is the older version of today landlord. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
店。
We say shop, right? Okay.
私はこの店によく来ます。
I usually go to this shop. Okay.
道。
Oh, it means road and street, right? Yeah. So we have the kanji or the pad that means a neck, and then this the road, and this one is road or street. Michi. Okay. So I guess like just think of it like the road ahead is well-known bottleneck during rush hour. Yeah, the road ahead is a well-known bottleneck during rush hour.
この道をまっすぐ行くと駅です。
この道まっすぐ。
この道をまっすぐ行くと
Okay.
駅です。
Right, the road straight ahead is lead to the station. Yeah, go straight ahead and it go straight ahead on the road and it will lead you to the station. Yeah, right. Kono, so the road, right? Matsuguito like mean to go straight, more like straight. Yeah. So road straight and iku to go and then station. If you go ahead, or if you go straight on the road, it will lead to the station. Okay, this is the station. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I guess grammatically this is it makes sense. Like there is no unknown or unlearned grammatical point here. Even though like this word is like pretty huge. Yeah. Okay. Looping. Okay. I'm looking forward to learn the equivalent of some name in Japanese. It come to my attention recently that English name have meaning as well. I used to think that name like Jack, John, or Joe is this word that especially have the purpose of being used as name and they have no meaning. But actually, John is like the grace of God. Jack is like God is gracious, and Joe is like God will act. That's something that I just learned recently, and it kind of interesting, a bit mind-blowing actually. So I guess everyone name, no method in language, is going to have a meaning. So I'm looking forward to learn the Japanese equivalent of my father, my mother, and my brother's name, my name as well. So it should be pretty obvious that the Japanese people use kanji for their name as well. And during the Yankee review, sometimes I moved it to the very last page, and instead of the English meaning, that you see that how the name is pronounced, how that kanji is pronounced if it used in name, right? So yeah, maybe some of the kanji that make up the name of my immediate family member will be difficult, but because it is the name of my close and loved one, it will be easier to remember such a kanji. My father's name is like a bright mine. For my mother is a red river. For my brother is a nation founding, because he was born on our country Independence Day. As for me, my mother's hometown is in the south of our current capital, and in the past it used to be a summer retreat for kings and queens of old. So it is dubbed the southern capital. So when my mother married my father, she had to move away together with him. So I guess she just missed the place. Yeah. So when she gave me my name, she used one word that means nostalgic, and the other word that just mean the south direction. So yeah, that's my name, like nostalgic of the southern land, or nostalgic of the southern capital. Yeah. So I guess I look forward to some of those kanji. But yeah, some of the kanji maybe we have already kind of learned. Yeah. But maybe the nuance is a bit different. 5.1.2 Passive verb. Passive verb. So like intransitive verb. Passive verb are verbs that are done to the passive subject. Unlike this style of writing which discourage the use of the passive form. They do. Passive verb in Japanese are often used in essay and article. Passive conjugation rule. All passive verb become reverb. For reverb, replace the last ru with rarer. For verb, change the last character as you would for negative verb, but attach rarer instead of when. For verb, change the last character as you would for negative verb, but attach rarer instead of 9. And we have the exception verb of suru and kuru. Okay, suru becomes sa rarer, kuru become ko ra rarer. Whoa, I'm getting a feeling of deja vu here. Didn't we learn this in a similar grammar point? So, example, Horisu ga Darikani Tabe Darita. The porridge was eaten by somebody. Okay. Was eaten, right? Like that is the passive sentence. And then somebody ate the porridge, and that would be an active sentence. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's very simple. Okay, next. 5.1.3 using passive form to show politeness. So I guess if English prefer the active form, then the active form is more polite, but Japanese actually prefer the passive form to be polite. So that's a cultural difference, right? Two spectrum of difference on the opposite spectrum. Okay. Why we will go over various types of grammar that express a politeness level from the normal masu, desu form in the next lesson. It is useful to know that using passive form is another more polite way to express an action. In Japanese, a sentence is usually more polite when it is less direct. For example, it is more polite to refer to somebody by his or her name and not by the direct pronouns you. It is also more polite to ask a negative question than a positive one. Okay, for example, shimasu versus shimasenka. So shimasenka is more polite. Okay. In a similar sense, using the passive form makes the sentence less direct because the subject does not directly perform the action. This makes it sound more polite. Here's the same sentence in increasing degree of politeness. Okay, so level 1, do suru, what will you do? Level 2, do shimasu ka, regular, polite. Level 3, do sarimasu ka, passive, polite. Level 4, do nasaimasu ka, honorific, to be covered in the next lesson. And level 5, do nasaimasu desho ka. Well, okay. So the more longer you make the sentence, the more polite it will get. Okay. So for the last level, the level 5, honorific plus a lesser degree of certainty. Okay. Notice how the sentence grows longer and longer as you get more and more indirect. Okay. Okay. So example here. 明日は明日の会議に来れるんですか? Are you going to the meeting tomorrow? Okay. So longer is more polite. That's actually somehow remind me of speeches made by political figures from my country, right? So it is always so long and one point that is easily repeated at least 2 times. Yeah, but in a different way. Okay. I guess for me personally, something like that is always so boring. Yeah. Anyway, 5.1.4, causative passive form. Causative passive form. Okay. The causative passive form is similar. Is simply the combination of causative and passive conjugation to mean that the action of making someone do something was done to that person. Okay. This would effectively translate into someone is made to do something. The important thing to remember is the order of conjugation. The verb is first conjugated to the causative and then passive, never the other way around. Okay. Okay. Example. 朝ごはんは食べたくなかったのに食べさせられた. Okay, that's really long. Despite not wanting to eat breakfast, I was made to eat it. Okay. Okay, I see. What a mouthful. Okay. Yeah, let's shorter alternative. Going along with the shorter causative alternative, you can also use the same conjugation for the causative passive form. Well, so like there's not much of a shorter form. I won't cover it into much detail because the usefulness of this form is rather limited, just like the shorter causative form itself. The idea is to simply use the shortened causative form instead of using the regular causative conjugation. The rest is the same as before. So first conjugate to the shortened causative form, and then conjugate to the passive form. This form cannot be used in case where the shorter causative form ends in sa-su. In other words, you can have a sa-sa-re-re ending. Okay, so I guess that is to avoid confusion, right? That's great then. Verb cannot be used in this form. Yeah, okay. Example. Nihon dewa osakeo yonma sareru koto ga oi. In Japan, the event of being made to drink is numerous. Okay. So I guess in Japan they have a sort of drinking business culture as well. Drinking to do business. Yeah. So this kind of business during a dinner with drink. Okay. Okay. I don't like that about my own culture, so let's see here. Okay. 5.2 Honorific and humble forms. Japanese can be roughly separated into 3 levels of politeness: casual, polite, and honorific, humble. Well, okay, so there's a level even more than polite, and that is the honorific, humble. So like we will have even more, one more layer of conjugation for every verb. Alright, let's see how this goes. So far we have already gone over the polite form using masu and desu. We will now cover the next level of politeness using honorific and humble form. You will often hear this type of language in any customer service type of situation, such as fast food counter, restaurant. For now, the first thing to remember is that the speaker already considers himself to be at the lowest level. So any action performed by oneself are in humble form, while action performed by one else seen from their view of speaker is the honorific form. Whoa. Okay, so the speaker is humble and everyone else. So it's like a different conjugation for the two. Okay. That seems like a lot of work. Okay. 2.1 set expression. The difficult part of learning honorific and humble language is that there are a number of words that have separate verb for honorific and humble form. Anything that does not have its own special expression falls under the general rule of humble and honorific conjugation that we will cover next. Okay, so I guess they are like 20 words that have a separate form between honor and humble. Okay. Honorific verb with special conjugation. Wait, what? Okay, let's see how this goes. A number of these verbs do not follow the normal masu conjugation rule, and they include nasaru, irasaru, osaru, kudasai, and gozaru, which we will cover soon as well. For omasu form tense of this verb instead of the ru, becoming a ri as is done with normal u verb. It instead become an e. all other conjugation beside the massive form do not change the regular verb. What? Right, so for example, ư, honorific, osar, humble, something, either. Okay. Okay. So, example of honorific form, we can now begin to see that kudasai is just a special conjugation of shi saru, maybe, which is the honorific of kureru. Let's look at some actual example. Since this example are all question directly to someone, sentences they all use the honorific form. Alice Susan more. Whoa, really now? Can we become something she did you eat already? Okay. Shigoto de nanio nasate iru desu ka? What are you doing at work? And then dochira kara irashaimasu ka? Where did you come from? Irashaimasu ka? Okay. Kiyo wa dochira e irashaimasu ka? Where are you going today? Okay. Yeah, that's a lot to take in, especially the part about the special conjugation. Okay, so yeah, I will stop here for today. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, if you have a good mnemonic about any of the kanji, please donate it to chat. I have a link in the description that led to the good write containing today's kanji diagram, along with some other material I think was useful. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
落ち着け。
マジかよ。
トニー、他に道はなかった。